What's up guys, Ryan with Pew Deals here, and I am back with another video. This is a Fall 2025 EDC update, so I'm going to walk you through my actual pack, what I carry, what's in here, why I carry it, and you can decide if you think that's a good choice for you and your EDC setup. What I want to get into is going to cover the firearm itself, some accessories, some medical, and then just some quality of life things. You know, this is my actual setup, and I always like to preface this by saying, you know, I'm a dad, I'm a coach in the community for several sports, so my EDC setup may be different than yours in your environment. I live out in the country, and it's more about taking care of people than it is about poking holes in people. So with that said, let's dive in. So the pack itself is the Everly Stock Fade Flex. I need to close the back here. The Fade Flex, the reason that I carry the Fade Flex over some other Everly Stock options or Vertex options is I like the volume in this pack. It's a little bit larger overall, but not so big that it's unmanageable. And I also like the way that they updated their buckles. So this is more, the Bando bag originally had an extension on it, and the buckle was a little bit harder. So if I let somebody use the bag, like my son or my wife, they actually struggled with the buckle a little bit. But this is much easier, and also the way that they've managed the cable is that or the strap here, is that you actually adjust the length of it inside here. So when you set it to your size, whatever you're looking for, you don't have this floppy strap hanging off the side. It's all neatly stowed in here, and then you can also use this pocket if you want to put your wallet or something like that in there. So that is why I like this bag. And also the zippers on this bag are the best zippers that I have found on any EDC fanny pack on the market. And yeah, that's why I went with it. So before we dive into the rest of the bag itself, I do want to cover just a couple other things that I do have on me at all times. So wallet, I am still a Neanderthal that carries my wallet in my back pocket. But the Trayvax Ascent, US made, very high quality, slim line, gets the job done. And then my knife, which I do not ever leave in my fanny pack, this is always on my person, is just a Kershaw Kuro. And yeah, I use this thing all the time. As you can see, it's beat up. Knives are tools, so I treat it as such. Into the pack itself. So there are three compartments on this guy. You have the slimline back, you have your main CCW pouch, and then you have also a front storage pouch here. So we'll go front to back. So on the storage pouch, if you open this guy up, in here I've got quite a few things. So I have, first off, my Swiss card Lite. So this is from Victorinox. It's a little multi-tool in a card, and while it might look gimmicky, I have used this thing. I've got my first one in 2015. And where I worked, some people were laughing at me for using this knife, opening boxes in a warehouse. But I really love it, and several people ended up buying these. It's very, yeah, it just has a lot of useful things, and it gets the job done. So in it itself, you have an ink pen here. You have a needle, so if you get a splinter or anything you need to dig out. You also have a set of tweezers that's in here. You have a set of scissors as well, which are actually, for what they are, they're quite strong. There is a little light in here. It's pretty useless, but I guess if you really needed it, you could use it. Magnifying glass, once again, pretty useless. And then you do have another actually pretty useful tool, which is a small little Phillips and straight screwdriver. So that is the Swiss card Lite. It does have a ruler on this edge as well. Not really needed, but it is there. I always have a way to make fire with me, so I don't have a backup way. But I do have at least a big lighter in here. Dog poop bags, because I do have a dog. My flashlight of choice is the Streamlight Macrostream. Really like this guy. It's USB rechargeable as well, so that helps. And then the latest update I made is the Snakestaff Systems ETQ Gen 2. This is the 1.5 inch, and I just have it stowed here in this little elastic retainer. And yeah, so that is an upgrade from what I had before, which was from MyMedic. I was carrying the MyMedic Rats Tourniquet. So well-needed upgrade there. And then on this side, I just have a Palm pepper spray. because not everybody needs holes poked in them, or, you know, if I encounter a dog, something like that, I don't want to shoot it. You know, don't need to do that. So yeah, some less deadly options there. And then in the pouch here, I have the contents of the MyMedic Everyday Carry First Aid Kit. So in here, I have a compression bandage. So I actually end up using these quite a bit. As a coach, I get kids that get hurt, cut. I actually used one a couple weeks ago. Nitrile gloves. I wish I would have had those on me at the field when my last kid got cut, because I ended up getting some blood on me. Chest seals, good to have. And then outside of that, I have one pack of Quick Clot, and then just a boo-boo kit, so Band-Aids and business cards for my business. So that is what I have in the gear pouch. And then in the CCW pouch, we'll go through this guy real quick, and then we'll wrap this video up. So in the CCW pouch, right now I'm carrying a Palmetto State Armory Dagger Micro, and we'll go ahead and, sorry, I'm gonna reach around the camera here. It's kind of hard to do this on camera because of the angles of how I've got everything laid out. So this is my carry. It is loaded. Make sure we're clearing the chamber. All right, so gun is unloaded. So this is the Palmetto State Armory Dagger Micro. I do have the threaded version because I have several 9mm suppressors, and I do run this suppressed, obviously not in EDC setup, but at the range. The optic is the Viridian RFX 42. It is a green dot and 3.5 MOA green dot. Absolutely love that optic. Closed emitter as well, which is great. Side battery tray, so if the battery does die, you can just swap it out without having to re-zero. Really, really like this setup, and I've had no issues at all from any of the Dagger pistols that I have, and I have several of them, so happy with that. And then the holster I'm running in here is actually the Incog X from Safariland. And what I've done is on the back side of this, I used some 3M 300 LSE, which is a pressure sensitive adhesive. And that is stuck between the holster and some high strength Velcro. And as of such, that's not really wanting to move. And then I'm gonna leave the mag aside for the video. But yeah, you don't wanna run your pistol in your fanny pack not covered, but goes in, retains fine, plenty of clearance for the optic. Would also be fine if I had a light on here. I don't. Reason I don't is very often I have to point lights at things that I don't want to point a gun at. So that is why I prefer to have my Macrostream. So if I'm working on my truck, I also always want the light that I have in my fanny pack or my EDC to have a hat clip. Because if I have to work on my truck or I have to do something where I need my hands, having that hat clip is very handy. You know, there was one unfortunate O-Lite user who found out putting a flashlight in your mouth is a bad idea. So, you know, unfortunately he passed away from that. So that is my EDC setup. That is what I'm rocking as I'm out and about in the world. And I'm curious to know how that stacks up to what you have, what you would do different, what you like, what you don't like. And links to everything in here except for YouTube restricted items like the firearm. All of those links will be down below if you want to check it out. YouTube, I'm not linking anything in here. I'm not facilitating the sale of anything that's restricted. I'm talking about fanny packs, tourniquets, and flashlights. I'm not talking about firearms right now. So that is my EDC setup, guys. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe for more videos like this, and have a great day.